Hey guys, you rated back again with another video, and today, if you think this is a cold start video, then you're wrong. I got this bad boy Ranger right here. It's a 96, oh boy. And she's a piece. You don't have to tell me in the comments, but I understand if you have to. So, today we're going to diagnose what's wrong with her. It runs. Unlike that other Ford out there. Piece of junk. The guy told us it needs brakes. It needs power steering line. So welcome to this series. We're going to kick it off by giving you the lowdown on the old Ranger. So here she is in all of her glory here. So, like I said, it's a 96. It's pretty clapped out, but she's still got some life in her. Inside's pretty clean. Odometer doesn't work. No big deal. I like how it's got the anti-fall handles. So when I'm in the bathtub, we don't have any accidents. Windshield's not cracked. We still have an antenna. It's always good. Haven't even tested the wipers. So, usually when you sell a car, and you say, hey, brakes need to be done. Sure. What does that tell me? That means, hey, okay, yeah, gotta change the brake pads, everything, everything, just the brake pads. But no, the caliper was zip tied to the sway bar here. So I was wondering why I was pulling to the left, and also it was kind of going a little bit to the floor, and why I wasn't stopping. Clearly that's the issue. Also with a block of wood in there. He also had the bracket, which I was looking through the car, had the bracket in the back seat. And this bracket's pretty rusty, but we'll use it, it's fine. No screws for the caliper though, so we're gonna have to go to maybe a junkyard or whatever to find those. I did, however, grab rotors, bearings, and pads, so we're all good there. Here's the rotor that came off of it, and you can see it's got a frickin' chunk missing. So the reason I have for this guy doing the brakes was, one, it's a pain in the ass to get this rotor off. 96, four-wheel drive, Ford Ranger. There's a bunch of crap you gotta take off just to get to this rotor. So he did the job, he took the caliper off, whatever, and was like, I don't know how to get this fucking thing off. Okay, I'll just zip tie, save it for later, sell the truck. So that's where we're at with that. So next, if we come over to the power steering pump, we can see that the line there is leaking, so that's the other problem with here. So I bought both lines, we're gonna be in here, we might as well replace them both. And also the EGR valve, there she is. Yeah, it's not supposed to be wobbling that much, but it works. So we're not gonna really touch that for now. Definitely in the future though. We wanna get this running, driving, and such, then deal with that. Alright, so we got the old parts out. So as you can see, we had some casualties with the old rusty leaky hoses. There, that one right there. So we're going to install the new ones. Going to take this clamp off and put it up on the new one, and then we'll throw these bad boys back in, put some power steering fluid in it, and test it out. This one also has this screw here. Just got to oil that before I put that in, and we'll be mint. Alright, so we're back over to the passenger side. We were able to get the rest of the parts. So what we have here for the install on the passenger side, we have inner and outer bearings, bearing grease, guide pins, rubber grommets that go over them. We have the brake pads, some brake cleaner, the rotor, and the bracket. And we also have the What does it the caliper that's hanging in the distance there. First thing we're going to try to do is we're going to try to clean off all this garbage grease for right now, and then start putting it together. Let's do it. Thing is, we're gonna take the bearings apart here. The fuck is this? Probably gonna need that. So here's the bearing. So I saw a couple different ways on putting grease in it. So one is like you goop it up on your hand and then just kind of press it in there, or you just drop this into the bucket. So I'm gonna try in my palm first. This is gonna be a mess. And just kind of work it in there. Jesus Christ, okay. Thought the guy gave me the wrong one. So, since we're here, we might as well get this box all dirty since we're wearing our gloves still. Aha! Innovative. And if I'm doing this wrong, please tell me in the comments. It's much appreciated. Alright, so we're going to set this one in there for now. Alright, so we have the new rotor on. We put all the gizzards back in. At least I think so. So rotating the hub doesn't engage. Pushing it in doesn't engage. So we're good there. At least it's not locked in constantly. So next step is to tackle the bracket. We have the bracket for the caliper, and then also the caliper with its shoes. So we'll update you because the battery is dying. Been a couple days. We got some new parts in. Unfortunately, the caliper's pissing out some fluid here. So, unfortunately, this caliper is seized, so I had no choice but to go out and buy a new one. And I figured, you know what? Since I'm buying one, I might as well replace it in a pair. So, of course, I got the red ones because it was had a good deal. So, protected from some rust, whatever. So, first step is we're going to take off these two bolts, get the bracket mounted up, put in the pads, put the caliper on, tighten it down, good to go. Bracket is on. Now we got our pack of pads. Just gotta figure out left versus right. Shouldn't be too difficult. But I've screwed things up before. So I almost forgot the most important thing with brakes. Lube. Now we can fiddle with our caliper here, putting the caliper on. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on, tighten it up, and then we're going to deal with the banjo bolt and such. So okay, so that's good. Then we have our block that's going to receive brake fluid, and also it came with the crush washers here. So on the banjo bolt itself, it looks like it already has one. I'm going to see if I can get it off real quick. That way, just have multiple, or have two fresh ones on there. It just makes sense. Perfect. That wasn't too hard. So I just took a pliers and kind of bent it off. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a new one here. we're going to bring the brake line over, put the bolt through, put another crush washer on the bottom, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put that in. So what we did, just to recap this side, we did new rotor, new bearings, new caliper bracket, new caliper, new crush washers, and also new hardware for the caliper bracket. Reason being is trying to get these off. This one was already rounded, and this was on the top. Also on the other side it was rounded, so it was just a pain in the butt. So what I did was I grabbed a set of these. These are bolt extractor kits. So what it does is it has these little teeth in there that when you're spinning it counterclockwise, it's going to grip into that rounded bolt and hopefully get it off. The kit I bought, 5 pieces, $30, but yet the set has 5 extra holes. Why they don't put them in there beats me. That is one caliper done. We also greased the inside of there for the auto locking hub. So right now it does not engage. We'll be testing that down the road. So I'm gonna go over, do the other side, then we're gonna start at least bleeding these brakes before I start touching the back, because those are drums. Nobody likes drum brakes, so just gonna make sure the front is good, take it out, make sure it brakes and such, and then we'll move on to the back. Alright, so we finished on the driver's side, so the next thing that we're going to do is try bleeding the brakes by myself. If not, I will go get help. I'm a one-man band here, so fingers crossed everything goes to plan. So we're gonna start on the passenger side, bleed that one, come over, bleed this one. Put the wheels back on, and fingers crossed. Right there's a little bit of a leak from the brake line in the back, so that's gonna have to get fixed, but it does run, drive, and stop as of right now. So that is something that we're gonna be fixing in the next video. So anyway guys, if you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.